So, deal agreed. Benjamin Sesko will become a Manchester United player. He'll have his medical tomorrow and will be unveiled on Saturday. He is being signed for a fee which could rise to a potential £74 million. And before I say what I'm about to say, I have to stress to you, I am a Manchester United fan and I am incredibly biased. So just bear that in mind when I say that I think that Benjamin Sesko is an absolutely unbelievable waste of money. I don't see it. I just don't see it. And I hope I'm wrong. I've been wrong before and I hope that I'm wrong again. If you think I've got zero ball knowledge for that take, by all means, let me know in the comments that I've got zero ball knowledge. But I do not see it. I just don't. I've watched him play on multiple occasions in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga, and even internationally, I think a couple of times against England as well. I have never seen anything to suggest this player is worth the hype that he has had. I get it. He's got a little bit of flair about him. He's got a little bit of attitude about him. But his output does not strike me of a player worthy of the price we're paying for him, especially when that output isn't significantly better than what we've already got. And I don't know what he actually adds to what we've already got. I have sat here on multiple occasions speaking about the fact that I don't think the striker problem at Manchester United is the strikers themselves. We simply don't provide them enough service. I can think of literally one moment in each of the pre-season games we've had so far this season where Højlund has had clear-cut opportunities, but players have simply not passed him the ball. Two of them have been from Dorgu, who is also his international teammate. They do not recognise when he's in goal-scoring positions, and they don't find him. But that's not just a Højlund problem. That's a Xerxes problem. That's a Martial problem. That's a Rashford problem. That was even a Ronaldo problem. This problem has gone back for years and years and years. It was a Lukaku problem. We have had a player playing the graveyard shift at Manchester United in the striker position for the best part of nearly 10 years now. I don't understand why we're spending another £75 million on another striker where they don't get the ball. Cunha even played up front against Everton the other day. He was in the graveyard shift. He was brought in to add more creativity and add more goals. He had one chance and he spurned it wide, and it was a half chance at best. Sound familiar? Sound like every single game Rasmus Højlund has had over the last 2 years? Because that is the problem with Manchester United. Not the striker themselves, how we get the ball to the striker. Now, obviously, Amrin has invested a lot of money in addressing that, with signing Cunha, with signing Mbeumo. But I look at Benjamin Sesko, and I just don't understand what more he gives on top of what we've already got. Okay? He's 6'5", so he's about the same size as Xerxes. So, okay, he's fast. He's like Højlund in terms of his pace. So we've got a little bit of a mixture of the two there. But what do we gain from that? We now have a tall, physical, pacey striker. Are we going to put crosses into him? No. We don't put crosses into Højlund and Xerxes now. Are we going to feed off of him? Well, he has a relatively good hold-up play and good link-up play record. But again, to be honest with you, I think Højlund and Xerxes do as well. Okay, they don't get wholesale assists, but we didn't score many goals at all last season. I think if you've got Højlund dropping in off the front, feeding Cunha and Mbeumo, you're going to score more goals. If you've got Xerxes dropping in off the front, feeding Cunha and Mbeumo, you're going to score more goals. I don't see how adding Sesko to that makes any difference. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. I want every single Manchester United signing to hit the ground running, to be an absolute massive success. But I'm looking at the other players that have been signed in the striker position this window. I don't understand how we've ended up paying the most for arguably the person who does the least. Gyökeres, way more goals, way more goal contributions. But to be fair, I wasn't overly keen on him because he wasn't proven in the Premier League. He was doing well in Sporting Lisbon, but Amrin knew him, so I understood why we could have gone for him. Ekitike, good striker, relatively good numbers. Again, unproven coming in from the Bundesliga, being signed for less than what Benjamin Sesko is being signed for, and Sesko had less goals and less assists than Ekitike last season, so I don't understand why we're paying more for Sesko than Liverpool paid for Ekitike. Osimhen, I didn't want because I didn't want another mercenary, but at least he's an actual proven talent that can score goals at a regular basis in the Champions League for Napoli and Serie A. And okay, he's in Turkey last season, he's gone back to Turkey this season. But again, my worry about him is you sign a proven goal scorer and you put him in this system, he's not going to get as many chances because of how we play. We're bringing in someone who averages around 15 to 20 goals in all competitions, around 10 to 15 goals in the league a season. Is that really enough to warrant £75 million? I just don't see it being a success. I think we need to prioritise a midfielder. We keep, over the last couple of days, talking about this potential deal for Baleba that could cost us 100 million. I don't see where we get that 100 million. I would have much rather have spent that 75 and found another 25 to sign Baleba than spend 75 on Sesko. I think we still need a new goalkeeper. I think potentially John Victor could now be available again now that West Ham have signed Hermansen. So potentially that's the keeper we sign on the cheap. But Chevalier's gone to PSG today, so Donnarumma could be available. If only we had the money to spend on that rather than signing Benjamin Sesko. I don't know. Like I say, I back the manager. If this is a striker that the manager wanted, then I'm fully on board with it. I understand that his attributes are of the style that Ruben Amorim wants. He wants a big striker. He wants someone who can feed other players, but he also wants someone who can run in behind and be a goal threat. I understand that Sesko can do that. But I look at what's available and what could have happened for Sesko. For me, he's a much better fit for Newcastle than he is for Manchester United. And that's why I don't quite understand the deal, because I don't think this is a good deal for Manchester United, but I also don't think this is a good deal for Benjamin Sesko. It's destined to fail, surely. Like, he has to have a phenomenal season to not be considered a failure. And I think if he gets the sort of numbers that he got at Leipzig, I think it was 13 goals and 4 assists last season. I think if he gets that for Manchester United this season, I don't think that'll be regarded as a good season. Like, those are Nicholas Jackson numbers, and we're constantly laughing at Nicholas Jackson for how poor he is for Chelsea and why they've slapped an 80 million price tag on him. But those are Sesko's numbers. So I can't expect more than that from him, especially given the fact he's coming from the Bundesliga to the Premier League, which is a much harder league. So I just don't get it. I absolutely don't understand it. He's the same age as Højlund. He's a very similar profile to Højlund. He has his own differences that we've already spoken about. He's more two-footed. He's more flary. He's got a little bit more attitude about him. But I just don't understand why we've spent that much on him when I don't see how much impact he can make. And when we've got options, well, not potentially options, but other signings that I think we do need to make that are more important than signing a striker, when I genuinely believe the striker problem is a formation issue, is a tactics issue, and is a mentality of the midfielder issue. How many times have we sat here moaning about Garnacho constantly shooting, Ahmad constantly shooting, fullbacks constantly shooting, or passing it inside to Bruno, and then Bruno constantly shooting? Obviously, a couple of those players are going to be different now, but is it going to change? Are we going to start giving the striker more chances? And if we are going to give the striker more chances, shouldn't we give that chance to Højlund and Xerxes, who we already have? I don't know. Like I said, I am more than happy to be proven wrong on this one, because I desperately want to be proven wrong on this one. I just don't see it personally. But as always, I'll let you guys be the judges. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Is this a good signing for Manchester United? Are you excited by the prospect of an entirely brand new front three of Sesko and Mbumo and Matheus Cunha? I'm obviously excited by the prospect of it. I just don't understand why we needed to sign Sesko on the top of it. But we shall see. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.